right. Well, Avery, what does it say about this team that just has the ability to bounce back after losses and put together some wins?
I think it just shows our competitiveness, our will to win, just how we practice. You guys probably know we practice pretty hard. We have drills for end of the games, like the 2-point conversion stuff at the end. So we were ready for that stuff. Yeah, I just think it shows how we want to be prepared, how well we prepare for the game. Yeah.
What is it? Is it kind of fun when you actually get that scenario in a game? Because I'm sure when you practice something over and over and you never see that, it's kind of like, man, what do we do?
Yeah, that was my first time doing that type of overtime. So I didn't even really know after the first overtime it was going to be like that. So it was pretty fun to get the chance to do that.
Did you get a little extra adrenaline rush?
Yeah, one play to win the game is kind of important. So we all got a little an adrenaline rush to make that happen.
There's such a fine line between winning and losing that game.
Yeah.
So, you guys fell short against Navy, but you come out on top. Like, kind of contrast those feelings of when you pour it all on the field, but there being such a thin line between winning and losing.
Right. We work so hard to win every game. So losing to Navy, that was a big loss for us. At the end of the game, big moments, and to beat this team at the end was just getting rid of Navy and getting rid of all the bad games, just moving forward. Winning tough games like that is what we need to do to compete in this league.
7 games in now. Y'all have a few more weeks for an open date, but it feels like y'all might be a little banged up as a team. It's a long season, and y'all have a late bye week. So how's kind of the health of the team right now?
It's a long season of 4 overtimes in the last game. I think that just goes to taking care of your body, and we practice hard, so I think we all have the understanding of taking care of your body and doing what it takes to stay in the game.
So what goes? I guess when you come in on Monday or even today, what are you doing treatment-wise to make sure you're good by Saturday?
Me, I'll probably go in there and stretch. Probably hit the cold tub, ice tub, contrast. Probably getting the moon boots, just getting my legs back under me and making sure I'm stretched out for Tuesday.
How big was it for you guys to get Keaton going again at the second half of that game into overtimes?
Keaton's a great, electrifying player. We know we only got to give him a little bit of space to really let him do what he does. So we all like to see him get going. We all get hype about it, seeing those long runs. I think that's what our offense is about, making big plays. So, yeah.
Is UCF maybe a little bit like Navy was, where you guys need to control the ball?
I think we need to control the ball every game. Coach Houston says they practice like us. They get after kind of like Navy. Working hard like that. So we just got to be prepared to play that full game like we did last game and really battle it out.
What have you seen so far from UCF up front?
Big. UCF is always pretty big, pretty athletic. I think it's going to be a good game. They're a good team, tough competitor.
Do you remember anything from that game last year?
Yeah. I felt like we should have won that game last year, but, that's motivation for all of us, especially the O-line, because we thought we could have played a lot better. So I'm looking forward to the game.
Is this kind of y'all come off a big game, but you win it, so that almost makes the next game even bigger? Is that kind of what you want when you come to a program like this to strap it on for these big games?
Right. If we only won one game this season, the games really wouldn't matter to us as much right now. So after every win, the next game is feels bigger. So yeah, we want to just keep winning games and keep building on that.
Going back to Keaton real quick, has he been feeding you guys? Because he keeps telling us he's taking you all out.
Oh, yeah, they take care of us. The running backs holding everybody, They all show love, which they should,
I think he said milkshakes this week is what you guys wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Is that on the docket?
Yeah, it should be. Should get that soon.
What flavor?
I'm going with chocolate milkshake.
How are you enjoying wings over Greenville?
Oh, yeah, I eat that like every week, so really enjoying it. Every Thursday, give me some wings.
Do you have a favorite sauce or anything that goes on it?
I'm pretty simple. I go with honey buffalo pretty much every time. Maybe a little spicy every now and again, but
Myles, another big game this week, man. What do you see out of UCF early on in the prep?
Explosive offense, man. Multiple athletes that can get the football to them. Extremely fast, small, shifty. Good run game, so we just have to do a great job defensively. Win the first down, stop the run. Got to stop the run. We have to limit the explosive plays, and we're gonna have a game on our hands.
Taysom Plumlee, I mean, it's almost like he's a running back that can also throw it 50 yards downfield.
Most definitely.
What is that challenge like of knowing he can take off at any moment and also throw it over your head?
Well, you got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined, and you have to stop the run with him. He creates an extra hole, an extra lane with his running ability. So you have to be disciplined as a linebacker with the run game, and then you have to stop the explosive plays with his throwing ability. His throwing ability is excellent, so you have to really just cover well. So we have to do a great job doing what we do, and it's going to be a great game.
What do you remember about the game last year in Orlando?
It's a heartbreaker loss. You know, it was 4 points, I believe, and we were on defense at the end of the game, and felt like we kind of let the team down. You know, so you know we have like that revenge in our minds a little bit, but we're just ready to go out and play a good game and ready to go.
You guys did a really good job stopping Hennigan last week's ability to run. He's a pretty good
Yeah.
runner. I know Plumlee's better. Was there anything that you can take that you did successfully last week and apply that this week?
Well, like you said, we stopped the run game on his end. And he had a great ability with his legs to make some things happen. And we were able to get after him and get a couple sacks out of him. Gerard played a heck of a game. So we just had to do the same thing. Gerard's going to have to get active again, and we're going to have to stop the run game with Plumlee.
How big has Chandre Mims been? Coach mentioned him. You know, even the defensive line has started to get into the backfield at the quarterback a little bit more over the last couple games.
Well, just movement and different stunts, just executing at a high level. Chandra had a heck of a game also, and really just playing hard, playing fast, physical, and doing what we do. And we were able to get after him, and Chandra was able to put his talents on display for sure.
Able to get a couple turnovers this week.
Most definitely.
Obviously the big one.
Yeah.
Pick 6. But, you know, that was kind of what you guys did last year. Does that become something that, you know?
Well, Juju made a heck of a play. I mean, honestly. And he broke on the ball in a fantastic way. And it was that was a big momentum switch in the game. It was a big momentum switch, and just gonna have to keep going. It's a big conference game. You know, we say the same thing every week. You know, we got to stop the run. We got to do what we have to do. But we're ready to go.
Being in the leadership role and seeing some of these newcomers come up and make some really crucial plays for the game, how does that feel for you? You know, being a fifth-year senior.
Well, young guys have to step up. They have to step up and play, and we have so much talent across the board. And seeing those young guys being able to display their talents and come alive and really get a feel for the game is a beautiful thing to see.
Y'all are 7 games in and no bye week and a couple more games before
Yeah.
the bye week. So how do you go about keeping yourself healthy? Because this is a physical sport.
Rehab is big. I know I'm rehabbing about 3 times a day myself, just so I can be fresh and as fresh as possible. And in this like crunch time of the season, all conference games, or other than BYU, we have straight conference games, so you want to be able to play at your best. So rehab is essential. You got to make that a part of your daily lifestyle.
For you, like, how much time do you feel like goes into that on a daily basis?
Well, like I said, I'm in there like 3 times a day, about an hour and a half each time, and just doing little by little anything I can so I can be at my best.
The locker room celebration sounded like a lot of fun Saturday night.
Oh,
What do you do?
always.
What do you do once you get home? Is it quiet? Is it you just try to relax, or?
Well, it depends. I think it's different for each person. But for me, I like just kind of winding down and turning on Sports Center, seeing the big plays of the day, and maybe getting on my game or even watching a show. But I like to chill.
Is it
I
hard
like
to
to
sleep
chill.
after a game?
It can be a loss. You never sleep well after a loss, I don't think. I know I don't. So, but the wins, you definitely sleep good on the wins.
Yeah.
Myles, the offense talked a lot about just the practicing, that 2-point in practice, like I think every Tuesday they said, or whatever day. How does that help you on defense, just sort of seeing that do or die situation over and over?
Yeah, we have a drill called 5 shots where we go at it, 2-point conversions, and it helps the offense, but also helps the defense. So we're seeing different 2-point conversion looks, and that's how we kind of get a jump on the next opponent, is by seeing those looks in practice and going at it full speed against the offense.
Myles, you're still keeping up with Thrones, I'm guessing.
Oh, most definitely. House of Dragon, yes, sir.
Who do you think is going to send to the throne at the end of the season?
Okay, so I've seen some spoilers, unfortunately, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. But I'll say we just gotta watch and see. We just gotta watch and see. I don't know. We just gotta watch and see.
That's right.
Yeah.
What was it like to be a part of that 4 overtime win on Saturday?
It was amazing. I've never been a part of something like that before. Just the thrill of everything, like each play, when going to overtime, like that whole game, it was just a roller coaster, and it was one I would never forget.
What's it like to be on the winning side this time as opposed to losing versus Navy in a similar situation? And how do you kind of compare and contrast those feelings?
That's what I was thinking about that whole game, like how would we feel afterward, and it feels great, like to know we worked so hard to get that dub.
Yeah, like after that ball landed, his pass went long. Like it looked like everyone just ran to the other side. Like just had to run somewhere, right? Like all that energy.
Yeah, it was a lot of emotion when that happened, but everybody did their job, and it was great. It was fun.
I asked Myles this, and I ask you, what do you do to wind down after a game?
Get our bodies right. We watch the film and we take what we get from the game, see what we do wrong, see what we can get better at, and just celebrate that win that next day, and make sure we get that all up our system. And then by the time Tuesday comes, we get back rolling.
What have you seen out of UCF so far in film?
They like a good screen game. They like trick plays a lot, so they're gonna try to catch us slipping on trick plays. They also gonna throw the ball deep, so we got to make sure we stop that and be disciplined. And they're gonna try to run the ball.
Is it almost like facing an option team in the spread? Like so many horizontal passes, like stuff they do behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, they got great players, so like it's gonna be a fun game to play in. Everybody just gotta play discipline, and we gotta do our job and be focused.
What do you remember about last year's game? Because y'all had a real chance to win it at the end. Just what do you remember about that in Orlando?
The tempo, really. It was just a hard fought game. That's all I remember for real. That's it about that.
7 games in, y'all haven't had an open date yet to kind of rest up. So like, how do you manage your body this time of year? Because you're playing a lot of snaps. How do you make sure you're good on game day?
Two, 3 times a day in the training room. Always getting stretched out. Always stretching myself out. My trainers and the coaching staff and the strength staff, they help me in that process. So just making sure I'm doing everything I need to do to keep my body right, so I can perform at the highest level.
When you're going through all that, are you like listening to music? Are you watching game film? Like, what do you do to kind of get through it?
Listen to music and watching game film. So that kills all the time. So it's really easy. I just watch film all day while I'm getting treatment.
Is it harder to flip the script coming off a loss or a win like this? Or is it just all the same?
It's all the same. We're gonna keep doing what we have to do, like keep getting better each week. So everything is gonna be the same. We're gonna just keep getting better at what we need to work on.
UCF's quarterback, and it's almost like he's another running back there. So what do you see from him, and how I don't know if scary is the right word, or just what does he bring to the table?
We researched that he used to play. He played wide receiver, so like he can move really well. He's gonna be a threat in the run game, so like we have to be cautious about that. So he's great on the move. Like he can scramble, he can throw in the scramble. So it's gonna be a tough challenge for us.